up, world? It's your boy Mark Waldo Ward, Super Facts Show, Super Fast Network. Tonight we got with us Heybert Flex, comedian, actor, just all around great guy. How you doing, brother?
What it is, what's going on? They call me Heybert Flex, Mr. Lil Meat Poppy, Mr. Pullout Game, A1, I'm too official. You already know we in here. What is up? I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. I'm telling you, enjoy it while I'm here.
Yeah, I ain't gonna mess with the big meat poppy one, but the pullout game A1. I need some advice. I got 3 kids. How can I step my pullout game up?
If you want to step your pullout game up, I was hoping somebody asked me this question. If you want to step your pullout game up, first thing you got to do is practice. Okay? And the best practice to do is get it with, somebody who got birth control, that's like having training wheels on. Or you do it with the condom, you know what I'm saying? The second you feel like you about to you got to get up out of there. You feel me? That's when you got to get up out of there. So, and also, this is, if I can give people one tip, fellas, one tip on pulling out. After you pull out, do not go back in, okay? Do not go back in immediately. Go pee. Go pee, go wiggle it, you know what I'm saying? Throw it down the hatch. Have her get the rest of that out, you feel me? Or, that's how you got to do that. If you go straight back in, you're going to be one of them dudes talking about pre-cum got me pregnant. And pre-cum cannot get nobody pregnant.
I don't know what down the hatch is, but okay, brother.
I'm just trying to, I don't want to, I can cuss and stuff. I could like be straight up.
Knock yourself out, yeah.
Oh, okay, then put it in her mouth. Okay.
Oh, got you. Got you. So, in keeping with that spirit, checking out some of the skits you got on Instagram, what was it like filming Community Dick? Like what was the bystanders and the cars? Like, I know people had to been talking some shit.
Since it being a true situation and a true story anyways, like, you know what I'm saying? So the filming it, definitely first of all, the filming it part is ridiculous. And shout out to King Zan, because Zan did not want to do that. Like, he was like, when I told him, I was like, yo, come do this video. We're going to go viral. He was like, okay. And then when I get it, I'm explaining it to him. He was like, he down with it, but he riding in the car the whole time like this. So then we get there and he was like, I'm like, bro, come on. We got to do this. We both about to be flooded. We about to be known throughout the city forever. We got to do this. And it worked. You know what I'm saying? So it was real fun. Once he got in the element, he just started getting weird with it. And it's like, fuck it, man. What you going to do? And I really credit him for that, because he was like, you really, when you go into the ball, you really want to have a good dance partner. And he was amazing. Amazing.
So did he be getting recognized now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And, shout out to him. I'm not sure if he still got his deal with Authentic Empire or not, but shout out to him, with that.
I don't know if it was a skit or just a picture, but I saw you was rocking a green Rugrats watch. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Is that a Burger King watch?
What you know about that?
Is that from Burger King?
Yeah.
I still got a blue jump, like with Ice and Tommy on it.
Oh,
I need to get a battery though. Man, the Ill Jones was the Simpsons watches they had.
Yeah, I'm so glad somebody, like, it's only every now and then somebody had noticed that. They'd be like, wait, is that a? And I'm like, yeah. I felt like it was better than having a fake bust down Rolly. Like, I could go get the watch that's gonna turn my whole wrist green. I could go get the bust down and stuff. But for what? Why? When I can have something that's really vintage, really means something, really the fact, like it's cooler. When people see first of all, knowing me and my lifestyle, they ain't gonna think no bust down Rolly real anyways. So,
Word.
It just fits me better, and when people see it, it just immediately lets me know how old they are.
Yeah, nah, I can dig it. Like man, I ain't gonna say who, but somebody told me about I could get like this jewelry that look real as shit, since I only be on like Zooms and shit, and like a little chain or whatever. I was like, but like you said, man, that people that know me would know. Like, man, what all of a sudden you got a $30,000 chain? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, You know what I'm saying? That I see so many people spend money on that stuff. To me, I mean, I get it. You know, to each his own. Whatever makes you happy, but it ain't for me. I mean, it ain't for me. I spend, some money like, the pull out game A1 chain. I got two fake ones and a real one. So it's like you'll know when I wear the real one, it's just different. And when the fake ones, if you see me and I'm just out in the street, I'm just, hey, that's the fake joint right there. It just wouldn't make sense for me to get and just have somebody snatch it.
Right. Like them Japanese tourists that went to where Bone lived and shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I ain't. Ooh. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that shit was hella messy. So you was just in the Cap, which is definitely successful, about to be on streamers and all that good shit. Was that the first movie you've been in?
No, no, no. I've been in a bunch of movies. I was in Judas and the Black Messiah. Shout out to
Was you?
Ryan Coogler and
Damn,
Shaka
that's
King.
dope.
Yeah. After that I was on a set of I was on Cherry with Tom Holland. So I played I was in if you go and look in at that movie Cherry, you'll see me in his unit for the military scenes. And then it was Life Lessons after that. There was this movie with there's a movie with Chip the Ripper in that thing. King Chip is in this movie. It's called Year the Beetle, and I don't know when that's dropping, but I hope it dropped one day. Like, cause I was definitely had a lot of good shots in that movie. I just don't know what happened. And
Chip
then it
the
was
oh yeah, the Cap. Man, Chip the Ripper, man. I fuck with Chip the Ripper.
oh man, Chip, that's the homie, man. That's the big homie. I forever respect Chip.
I might have told you when we did the Cap episode, but easily in my top five is Ray Cash. I fucks with Ray Cash hard.
You fuck with Ray Cash?
Hell yeah.
You hit the Fat Al?
I'm not. I mean, I know wasn't he on one of the songs on Ray Cash Retail?
He may have been, but you don't know him too much.
Nah,
Okay, I gotta
I'm gonna
ask you.
find out though.
I ask you a question. You fuck with Ray Cash?
Yes, sir.
Bumping My Music remix. Did he have a better verse than Jay-Z?
Hell yeah.
I thought so too. I thought so.
Better than Scarface too, for real.
Yeah, somebody told me I was tripping. I was like, nah, man. I think he ripped Jay-Z.
I think on this whole album, the only person that kept up with him was really Beanie Siegel.
Yeah, but that's Beans though. That's Beans. I
Yeah,
like that.
That song was hella motherfucking creative.
So it's probably hard for you to get used to a lot of the new music now.
Oh, I like that shit. Like I ain't gonna front. Like I like 6ix9ine shit when it first came out. I was like, what the fuck is this? But like, do you remember that dude Stitches, that white dude?
Yes.
Man, I ain't know shit about dude, but that shit was like, I put that brick in your face, man. That shit was funny. I fucked with it. And then like I was living in Houston at the time, right? I had a studio at my house, so like it was mad. These little Crip Bammers that wore orange, and they was extra about it. And I remember I used to show it anytime there was a new, one I ain't seen before or who ain't seen the video. I show them that video and just like the look of disgust on their motherfucking face. That shit used to be hilarious to me. But nah, I like that shit. But I mean, I like Gucci Man when a lot of people probably weren't they were in the lyrics or whatever, probably weren't fucking with it. Or like when they used to talk like about Waka Flocka, 2 Chainz, about how they don't got no talent. I'm like, shit, getting paid millions of dollars without no talent sound like a talent to me.
Yeah, that sound like a talent for sure. I mean, even though I don't know, a lot of people like who do you think ushered in the first wave of rap music that like really stopped having substance?
I mean, I don't know that I co-signed that there's a type of rap music that don't have substance. There's definitely a lot of it interspersed throughout. I mean, if you
Well,
really want to get into it, I mean, like clearly it's a I mean, America always got its cool from copying black people, and there's more poor people than there is rich people in America. So if you can get poor people into, using substances, promiscuous lifestyles, violence, theoretically they'll spend more money on your little or be more ensnared in your little prison, hospital, military, industrial complex bullshit. It's a higher chance of thinning the herd for the elites and all that type shit. So I think a lot of that shit's like record company driven. You know, like when's the last time there was some real positive black woman music? You know, like what happened to like MC Light and Queen Latifah? You can't tell me that that lane don't work. That lane was the first platinum lane.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that. You a hip hop head for sure.
Oh yeah, well, like you know, when you were saying about the like you would think from saying the Ray Cash, I like the lyric shit, and I do, but see what it is, brothers. I grew up in DC, and we it was a bunch of New York motherfuckers, and definitely New York shit. But you know, we always like the South. Like there used to be these maps in the source, and it showed like where albums got bought at. So like whenever there was a Rap a Lot album they chart, it'd always be like dark red in Texas, and then it'd be like dark red in DC, and then like we really like Bone. Like, you know, if you went up New York before Biggie rapped with Bone, I bet you in 1994 it wasn't too many New York cats bumping Bone. You feel me? So it
Mm.
really comes from being from an area that like rap, but didn't really have no known rappers, and also is like, you know, such a DC got some of everybody there. You know, a lot of country motherfuckers, a lot of motherfuckers from up top, Boston, New York type. You know, all that good shit. Philly
Mm.
cats. So it's being exposed to more shit probably. Because like, you know, cats that went to college back then, back when you could only get like tapes and CDs, they would always come back with a better music taste. Because, you know, in the dorm and shit, motherfucker might put them on to like Mac Dre or, you know, Pimp C before UGK was popping, like, or whatever the case may be.
Oh shit. That makes sense. So how do you like really like Wale and that and the artists that come from that city? I
Oh,
imagine like
oh
C was like
nah, I ain't never heard nobody listening to no Wale, brother. Yeah,
what?
yeah, nah, I'm not a fan of Wale.
I just know he from DC. No, who else from DC? Shy Glizzy. That's
Fat
right.
Fat Trail.
And Fat Trail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. You remember that shit back in the day, like 5 o'clock in the morning? The a chick sang it nonchalant,
Yep.
or like "Let Me Clear My Throat." DJ
Yeah.
Cool. That's some DC shit.
Oh shit. That's some hey. Definitely to let me clear my throat.
They're Genuine from DC. Maya from PG County. I'm from PG County. Um, shit, mad motherfuckers in the NBA from there. Michelle Cello and Taraji Henson went to my high school.
Um so when you was in DC, that's crazy. I actually like DC though. I got a ticket. I gotta pay for them.
It's
I definitely got a traffic ticket. I gotta pay for them. Damn, that is crazy.
so you know when I was asking you, you said you want to talk about topics and shit. So I got a couple things that are curious to me, and you could weigh in however you choose. So like the whole Kanye West situation, right? Regardless of whatever he said or did, it's acknowledged that this man has a serious mental illness, which apparently sometimes is overlapped with substance abuse, but maybe not. And what happened to the grace you're supposed to have for that shit? Like if he had a brain tumor and it was making him say crazy shit out his head, out his mouth, you know, you think you get a pass for that shit, or at least you wouldn't keep putting microphones in front of his face. So like, how did he become like this villain when I thought he had a disease? Like, what happened to that whole being compassionate for people with mental illness shit?
I don't know. I feel like when he started talking about the things that it just starts to be a person that he gotta like you gotta get out the way. Like I don't it's
Yeah,
like
but
because
people was dunking on him though. Like they was happy. You know, they was calling them all like if you're crazy, then how are you a racist? If he hadn't been a racist before, you know, like
yeah,
why isn't he just crazy?
I feel like he wasn't a threat then. I feel like he was not a threat at that point in time. And once he became a point in time, the narrative on him changed because that power structure needs to get him up out of here.
I mean, if you got compassion for people, in my opinion, you should have compassion regardless of a fucking narrative.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't even know why they treating him, but when you're the things that he said, it just doesn't shock me. It's kind of like reminds me of like when Dave Chappelle didn't take the money from Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Immediately, how the narrative on him changed. Saying nobody cared about nothing good that he did, or back then it's like the narrative changed. So I feel like at first he was this guy with a disability, and we all knew that he was crazy. But then I feel like he started saying too much real stuff, and I'm a conspiracy theorist. he started saying too much real stuff, and now just with the media and through propaganda, it's just like they can just brainwash you into forgetting that he has a disability, and now he's just anti-Semitic.
So then another thing that confused me is how did Jewish people turn white? So like think of the Bible, right? And it's like Moses and all that shit. Those is Jewish people, and those is African people, and then who killed Jesus? Jewish people. Well, wasn't that shit all happening in like Africa and the Middle East? So how the fuck did Jewish people become all white, other than Sammy Davis Jr.?
You know, that's actually a good question. I really, because you really see it. I almost thought as if like maybe it was a culture or heritage that they just took over at some point in time, unless something happened. That is a good question. How did Jewish people get white, or were they just? Yeah, it's a whole lot of brainwashing and stuff. When you control the history, damn near, because you control teaching the your at least your side of the world, the narrative can change. That's a deep question, though.
Yeah, but I bet if you phrase that shit the wrong way or in the wrong place, and then you are anti-Semitic. Like it's like
Yeah,
you can't even talk about Jewish people. And
you can't.
like I never even knew that. I mean, obviously I ain't no Holocaust and none of that shit, and I'm well aware of all that stuff. But I never even knew that was like a thing like that. Like I ain't never seen nobody being prejudiced. Like I've seen police fucking with people. Police fuck with me. But like I ain't never seen no Jewish person. I ain't never really even really known a Jewish person was a Jewish person. To be real with you.
Yeah, I mean, we got this part in Cleveland called Cleveland Heights, and that's like where a bunch of them be at. But before then, I honestly thought Jewish was Amish. Like really thought those were the same
Yeah,
thing.
I know what you mean. Cause like them bearded cats in Brooklyn.
Yeah, but it's so crazy. But I think when Kanye said the things he said, and then when Kyrie sharing the link to that movie, that documentary, I think it really showed that it's true how much of the media and stuff that they run. Like, and if Jews and those people own that much, and like that, not those people, that community owns that much, then of course we'll never see them doing bad in the media. You know, we'll never see. It just controls the narrative of everything. Propaganda and media is so strong, y'all.
I mean, I just feel like every group got everything in it. You know, like you know how like them little white liberal shits be asking black people too much, like speaking for every black person question, and they'll say like black people aren't I might get the word wrong, monolith.
A monolith.
Yeah, a monolith, monolith. And you know, basically, you know, all black people ain't no one way, and I feel like that's true of all groups. Like it's some fucked up motherfuckers, it's some righteous motherfuckers, everything in between. And like I don't see how it's racist to point out that someone's doing bad. I mean, maybe you don't got to identify the group or whatever, or act like that's the reason they doing bad. And just like I don't think it makes no sense to act like a race or a group is a reason that someone's doing good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because
Yeah,
I mean, I ain't know that there was any group of people that ain't capable of I don't know, that lack any capabilities. You know what I'm saying? Especially across the board.
yeah, especially across hell. Yeah. But like I said, it's education. It is education, and definitely for um, I would say for people of color or Africans, Pan Africans, anybody who's here of color to be stripped of their heritage and a lot of their knowledge and stuff like that. And now it gets refilled with, you know, the European of that era's mentality and stuff like that. It just doesn't shock me that nobody can really answer these questions, or it's like, you know, it just shocks me because they control the.
I mean, it's not shocking though, bro. Like if you bring in all these slaves in on the transatlantic slave trade, and they get over here and they're not allowed to keep their name, write anything, tell stories if they're overheard, you know, speaking their language. Of course, there's gonna be lost history. Like that shit wasn't no motherfucking accident.
Yeah.
Like you know, the truth of the matter, the one thing that has been consistently proven to me is that for whatever reason, the powers that be are scared of black people
Mm.
for centuries. You know, actions speak louder than words.
Yo, do you listen to like Brother Polite?
Nah, I don't know who that is.
Um, but you know who like Dr. Umar is.
Like Umar Johnson.
Yeah.
Peripherally, I haven't delved too deep in his works,
Oh, that's
but
crazy. Sound just like a cross between them, like with the way you think. It's like I agree with it. Like it's like the way you think. It's like, man. And then now, and with you not knowing who those people are or really dig into their work, it just amazes me that you can come up with that way of thinking and like, yeah, like you got here from there to there, like to connect it. The way you thought about connecting it is like amazing.
well, I
It is
mean,
amazing.
I've read a lot of shit like Frederick Douglass or shit. I mean, like Nat Turner is my favorite historical figure. I love some fucking Nat Turner because that's a hero. Everybody talked that that's what they do in that situation, but he the one person I know that actually did it,
Mm-hmm.
and
Are
that shit's admirable to me. Like Killmonger, my favorite character ever. I love some fucking Killmonger. I feel him. Killmonger was right.
yeah. You know, at first when I first watched that movie, I think I just watched it from like a just a non woke kind of mind. Like I was just like watching it, and I'm like, just watching it for the movie, and I see I'm just want Killmonger to lose. And then I go back and watch it again with a conscious mind, and I'm like, damn, he's correct. If he would have won, that would have benefited my situation.
Word. I mean, Wakanda kind of fucked up if you think about it. Like he wasn't wrong.
Yeah, and Africa's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, like I ain't trying to be funny, but you know them commercials with like the flies landing on babies and all that type shit. Like theoretically, Wakandans would have been seeing that shit.
Oh yeah, oof,
But
which
I
is
mean,
crazy.
a lot of them heroes is fucked up. Like what if you think about what's Iron Man really? He a merchant of death. You know that motherfucker that got traded for Brittany Griner. He like him, just legitimized. You know, Captain America, a soldier. What would you think? Captain America was a soldier in World War II. He racist as a motherfucker. What motherfucking soldier in World War II ain't racist?
I think I've seen a post or a video about that. And then like is messed up in the MCU because it's like he went through history. Like he went all the way back in time and didn't stop nothing. Like he
No
did
bullshit.
nothing. He's the worst. He's the worst. How you gonna go back in time and still let black people go through all that? That's hilarious. That's crazy.
So that's probably part of the plan.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Again, like what you think a motherfucker from World War II was probably on. You know what I mean? A lot of that shit crazy though. If you think about it, that's why I like heroes that kill people.
Ooh.
I like Deadpool and Wolverine and shit like that.
So did
Cause
you agree with?
like okay.
Did you agree with Thanos?
I mean, nah, that's a little harsh, killing half the universe. It's probably a way to like redistribute the shit. But like, if you ain't killing motherfuckers, that means you sending people to prison. So that means you the police. I don't like no kinds of police,
Hmm.
like none. Like with the whole situation in Memphis, like I ain't surprised about no color cop doing none of that fucked up shit. Like I almost feel that like once you become a cop, like it's impossible to be good because you have to be aware of the bad shit.
Yeah.
Like you going along with that shit until it's more police officers getting reported for crimes they commit. Then there's no such thing as a good cop.
Mm-hmm.
Because if nothing else, you turning down your oath to your badge by allowing crime to happen that you know about.
Ooh.
So like you're a hypocrite. Like I don't see how you can. I mean, maybe like a small town shit where there's like 7 people in the department or some shit. But how could a city cop be righteous? Like to the oath that they took.
Mm.
You know, white, black, Chinese, Martian, Jupiter, indifferent. You know what I'm saying? You said you was gonna stop crime. You can't. There's no way you can be unaware of the crime that other police officers commit, even if it's like stupid shit like parking wherever you want.
Yeah.
Because that oath you took didn't say except parking violations.
Bullies, man. But it's like I get it. It's like I understand it, but I hear a lot of people say defund the police. What does that mean when we hear people say that?
I don't know. I don't think it means any one thing because in some places I think it means like, you know, ain't no need for them motherfuckers to be having tanks and shit. You know what I'm saying? All that
Hmm.
crazy shit. But in other places, I think it just mean like get rid of them. And I mean, I'm all for a better alternative. I wish one would come along. You know, but to be real with you, you probably need higher class cops, like higher classes of people. I mean, the military ain't all fucking. I mean, maybe I don't know about the top of it, but just like the rank and file military ain't all corrupt. Like, why can't it have the same level as the military do?
Right.
And that don't seem to me like it'd be that hard. But you know, I ain't the smartest man in the world.
Yeah, actually, not at all. Not at all. But
Do you
that shit
believe in?
is just,
Oh no, you go.
no, you go ahead.
Do you believe in voting?
Oh my gosh, you is busting me.
You said topics.
Do I believe in voting? I believe voting. Here's the fucking thing, man. Here's the thing. I really feel like this shit is a game. Honestly, in my heart, I feel like this shit is a game from the top. Because if voting mattered to any degree and like you ran the show, the person who ran the show can pick who the fuck won at the end of the day, anyways. So really, I feel like it's the same people in charge of everything. So it's like it's really a puppet show. I do think though voting matters on a lower level when it
Agreed.
comes to wise. You know, your councilmen's and stuff like that matters. I think once it hits mayor, it can maybe start to get sketchy. And I know around governor, and after that, it can get sketchy. But I think anything like presidency or house speaker, any of that stuff, I think that's all like set up at that point.
Well, I mean, I look at it as like them smart people running for office on some shape, form, or fashion. And all I know is a bunch of Democrat motherfuckers said that the election was bullshit. And then the other side is a bunch of Republican motherfuckers. I know at certain points they've said the election was bullshit. So if the only people playing the game is both telling me that it's bullshit, I'm gonna take them for their word.
Yeah,
Like, who am I to argue with them? You know what I mean?
definitely not being, yeah. And I'm I assume you with that last election, which it seemed fishy. It seemed fishy, but you know it is what it is, and it's like it's just always a cycle.
Like, and another reason I don't worry about it is like it ain't really too much I could ever point to in my life that the president affected jack shit that happened to me, or at least that I know of.
Yeah, I wasn't. You know, for the first time, I was affected, or really honestly felt affected by a presidency or a president is when Trump got into office over Obama. And that was like the first time when I am first, you know, when he was first running. I was working at the VA hospital. So Obama had us on a pay freeze. I mean, we was getting like 50 cents here, you know what I'm saying, like 10 cent there, 50, another 50 cent raise, right? And it was so slow that I think when I started working there, I started at 15.10. And by the time Obama got out of office, I was at like 16, 16, maybe like 1680. So when Trump get in office, and I'm openly vote for Trump because you know he was talking about that we wasn't gonna have a pay freeze anymore. He was gonna cut it. So I'm like, I'm openly voting for Trump. Trump, my whole family upset. Trump getting office, I think his through the 4 years went from like fucking 1690 to 23 something. Crazy.
Damn.
Crazy. And that was the first time I was actually affected by what, you know, a president could do.
Nah, you right. Trump did affect me too because he let Kodak Black out, and I listened to mad Kodak Black shit. I mean, for real though. Shit, you know, back to the Kanye shit. Like I'm always gonna have grace with him because like I always love the George Bush don't like black people.
Yeah.
the I mean, I don't really like the Taylor Swift shit, but when he went up in the motherfucking White House and asked the president to free Larry Hoover. You know what I'm
Larry,
saying? That's some gangsta ass shit.
that shit is so fucking. I'm like, when that happened, I didn't believe it.
No bullshit. That
I
was
didn't
more unbelievable to me than the Will Smith Chris Rock shit.
that I did not like when I saw that. I thought that was real immediately. Immediately, I'm looking at this, and I'm like, yo, they're like, oh, is this fake? No, bro, that man looked crazy. That man, oh,
Man, his slap game weak though.
oh no, that slap was terrible. It was stiff. Like that Will Smith slap was like it was like it was terrible. That was the most robotic, stiffest slap, but it had some chop to it though. It has some like it has some nice chop to it, but
He
that's
ain't drop him though, man. I say you be watching the UFC like that, huh?
oh yeah. Oh, I
I,
love you.
me too. I'm a huge UFC fan.
Oh, bro, do not get me started. Who's your top five?
I mean that I like or just like is in like pound for pound type shit.
Give me your top five pound for pound ever.
Oh, ever. Oh, that's easy. Anderson Silva, GSP, John Jones, Demetrius Johnson, and I mean, if you talking impact, you gotta go with Conor McGregor, but just pure fighting ability. I mean, that's hard. I don't know who would be the fifth. Like, probably, oh, fucking Hoist Gracie. Gotta be Hoist
Mm,
Gracie.
okay, yeah, yeah. I would say for me, you gonna and it's like I want to put Anderson Silva in there, but he got caught with the
Yeah.
rule. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? I hear Nate Diaz in my head like they're all on steroids. But at the same time, it's like you can't get caught because now we gotta know you dirty. So I don't really want to put a cheater in the fucking. And I hate John Jones for that shit because Daniel Cormier is definitely in my top five. I don't know how DC isn't. Um, ooh, Cyborg,
Really? Over Nunes?
yeah. I think you seen that fight.
Oh yeah.
It was just like she just went there with the wrong plan. Period. And I love Cyborg. I love Cyborg to death, but she went in there with the wrong plan. However, it was just about who get hit. And I say it like this: if two people fight and I knock you out in the first punch, that don't mean I fight better than you. I really just beat you to the impact, to the punch. And I felt like that's what
True.
it is, Nunes and Cyborg. So it's like you beat me to the punch in this fight that was not talented or nothing. It was like no finesse, nothing looked good here. Between us both, we both just threw slugs, and whoever ate one the worst lost. With her being a champion in every organization that she goes to, I give Cyborg in my top five just for that.
I
That's
can
why I
dig
put
it.
her.
So who's the
Yeah,
rest of them?
Demetrius Johnson and Fedor Emelianenko.
See, I ain't hip enough. I should check some fights out. See, that's the thing about YouTube, bro. Between YouTube and ESPN Plus, you can become a motherfucking I don't know about fight expert, but you can definitely see your fair share of them motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
So Fedor is compelling to watch because a lot of them old time cats like they kind of like you into the technique and all that shit. Sometimes I am, but not always in the mood for that type shit. A lot of them be kind of boring to me, or too extreme. Like I don't like them shit. Like you know what turned me off mixed martial arts forever. I'm in college in the late '90s, and motherfuckers is coming around trying to show me these Hoist Gracie tapes. So finally, I watch one, and somebody got like a super cut of him breaking arms and legs. So that to me,
Ooh,
I thought that was just what all that shit was, and I don't want to see no arm breaking, leg breaking match. So I didn't even know until they started having like the Ultimate Fighter on it, like Buffalo Wild Wings era. And then I started being like, damn, this shit's better than boxing, low key.
yeah. I'm a big MMA fan. I came in when Anderson Silva I was out in Jersey, and I got hip to Anderson Silva. My cousin like thought he was amazing. He showed me all these videos, and he was like, "Yeah, Anderson Silva's about to fight coming up." So I go, and the next time I look up Anderson Silva, he lost to Chris Weidman.
Yeah.
That that's when I started watching UFC because I went to go see him fight that second time, and I really wanted him to win, and he broke his fucking leg. Crazy, but so I've been in it since then. I went, did my history, look back. That's how I know about Hoist Gracie and all the other ones. And I don't know why that dude had that one boxing glove. You know him?
I know what you're talking about, but nah. Like I said, I mean, like I basically like the 2007 on era because I actually like some of that shit better because it seems like I like karate kicks and all that type shit. And when was homeboy that ran on the cage and Benson whatever. But you know what I'm saying? I like that more explosive martial arts shit, which it don't seem like I can think of anybody that's on that now. Johnny
also,
Walker was, but he'd be going down. My bad, go.
you you thought like that Lyoto Machida.
Yeah, I like that type shit.
Yeah. I like the Lyoto and Anderson, like definitely when it comes to that. But sometimes it can be too technical to a point where it can be boring. But it's like it has its twist. That's why I was really upset when Yo Romero versus is Adesanya was whack. Like that shit crushed me.
Yeah, but I mean, I could see because like is he little to be fighting them motherfuckers? You know what I mean? And he got all this skill and he fighting them one punch knockout people. So I mean, it really ain't in his interest to press the button. And then they don't got no wins pressing it on him either. So I see how that shit happen. You think he
Yeah.
gonna win the rematch for the
Yeah.
title? My fault for those who don't know. He lost his title about to fight Alex Pereira in a rematch.
It is he lost it in a way which is so unfortunate because I had him winning that fight up to that point.
Oh, definitely. I don't even think there's a question.
And you know who it reminded me of? It reminded me of DC versus Miocic 2. Where it's like you was beating this guy's ass the whole time and then bam, it just turned.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, how do you get knocked out right here? Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But those are like two championship matches I can think where just Steve Hay started going to his body, and it's just I'm like, oh my god, he's not going to recover from this. And
Usman and Edwards is definitely like that.
You said who?
Usman and Edwards, Leon Edwards, that shit that just happened.
That was crazy. It's like right at the end, but I can understand getting knocked out like that at the end, I guess, to a degree. But
shit, that was worse for Usman than it is for anybody though, because he was about to be considered an all-time great, and that kind of like took him out the. That Bama Joe Rogan said he was about to say that he might be the best fighter ever. I mean, I don't know about all that, but just getting put in them conversations. Like if Izzy come back and win, he probably could be right where he was.
yeah, he really would. But I have a feeling that he beats. First of all, I didn't like the stoppage in the Pereira versus. I didn't like the stoppage all the way, but I could be being biased. I think he beats him Pereira again, but I think he loses the trilogy.
Other than that though, like I don't even see. Maybe I'm tripping because I ain't been following it as closely lately because I ain't gonna lie, I found some of them pay-per-views to be lackluster, and 80 ain't something I'm trying to spend like every 2 weeks for fighting and shit. But I don't see too many people. I'm not giving them competition, but making compelling fights. It seems like the UFC needs some new blood to come in right now.
Yeah, they definitely need some new blood in there. But they also like it's just some of the fights, or you really got to know the people. A lot of the people don't know how to be a character. It's really lacking marketing skills from the fighters. Every
True.
time those mics, they don't do themselves no favors. Like they be, whoever the UFC wants to give me next, and but then somebody like Connor get in there, and it's like, wow, so everybody knows Connor, so it's real easy to forget everybody else. Everybody else immediately becomes a who the fuck is that guy? And some of those people like really got good fights. They be having good fights. They be just like nobody just know them like that.
And then it
So
seems like the ones they've been hyping up in were lackluster lately too. Like the people the UFC been pushing.
oh yeah,
Like what's homeboy's name with the orange hair? Sean, Sugar Sean.
Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, Sean O'Malley. I was gonna say O'Reilly. Then Patty Pimlet. Like a lot of them people, they seem like they've been pushing. They ain't connect like Conor McGregor did or Ronda Rousey did. I can't remember the last good girl they pushed. Like they tried to push Paige Van Zant probably because she was the prettiest, and that shit ain't work out too
Yeah,
well.
it did not work out. That didn't work. You honestly, you can look at Paige Van Zant and Sage Northcutt, and I knew what that was.
Yeah,
You knew exactly what that was. You know,
you seen Sage Northcutt in that one shit?
when he got his face broke,
Yeah, yes sir.
fighting that dude.
Yo, that might have been the worst one I ever saw. Period.
Yeah, like really?
Knockout. Like the one that I felt like the most bad for the most. Like damn, he is fucked up. Like yeah, I mean, nothing comes to mind that quick.
Um, Michael Venom Page versus Cyborg Santos.
I ain't see that one.
When he kneed him in his forehead and he had a knee imprint in his forehead.
I ain't see that. I'm about to go watch that when we get off. My wife be watching that shit with me. She'll be psyched.
Oh my gosh!
You,
Look,
you, you said Page versus who?
Michael Venom Page versus Cyborg Santos.
Got you. I never heard of Cyborg Santos.
Yeah, when you see that, DM me and let me know if it's worse than the Sage. Because I felt bad for Sage too. But when you see how that dude forehead got down, oh, 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 it just crunched in, and it's you can just see a knee print right there, and it's oh,
Oh, I think I have seen a picture of that. Oh yeah, that probably do top the Sage Northcutt shit.
oh, it was so bad. It's like a crater. I can't get it out of my head. Oh my god.
So when you said you understood what it was with Sage and Paige, I imagine you saying because they white and attractive, and that definitely makes sense with Paige. But I don't know. Do you think being a white attractive male really sells a MMA fighter?
No, I don't really think so because most of the UFC people who watch the UFC or at least the audience are like guys. So we never really cared to see you want to see bad bitches and guys that look like fucking monsters.
Where
We never cared to see that Prince Charming. Like nobody cared to see that person.
I mean, that being
You know,
said, though, that don't mean the UFC ain't gonna give it the old college try because they will push the attractive white man forward.
they try to do the whole Barbie and Ken thing with them, and I'm like, and I honestly, I rooted for Sage. Like I wanted Sage to do good.
Yeah, I mean, from
Like
Houston doing that karate, he was all right.
yeah, I'm like, man, I really want you to do good because the more names that they got in the UFC, the better. The more names and personalities, you can see the good guy go against the bad guy. Like you can see, the calm guy go against like it's just good to have those personalities in the UFC. Like who that one I like? Kevin Holland. You seen his?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's like
He
it's good to have those personalities. That keeps it interesting to me.
Yeah, and he don't talk shit, but he down to fight, always trying to fight, and he'll like you right though. They should never be in that shit. What's homeboy Chael Sonnen, his little shit. He say don't ever be in there without ready to call a name out because you're gonna
Yeah.
make more money.
Yeah, you got to make more money, and it's just building those personalities. I think it definitely creates a lot more lackluster fights when just nobody. Ugh. And they got to have some new hungry guys up in there. They got to get some new hungry dudes.
Where I mean, Jamal Hill look like he doing something.
Oh yeah, I don't think he win that fight, unfortunately.
Yeah.
With Prohaska,
I mean, anything could happen. He got a puncher's chance. I mean, it seemed like except for like the Conor McGregor shit, for the most part, the cats who ended up being great, nobody really saw him coming. And you look back the first couple of titles, everybody's like, oh, they're gonna lose to whoever was the quote unquote favorite at the time. I mean, I guess they
yeah.
kind of saw Izzy coming though, but for the majority of them, like Lil Vote, man, they talk like he gonna lose every single time he fight.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I seen Izzy coming from a mile away. I was hoping he did good, but it's unfortunate. Like I think his fights got increasingly boring too.
Yeah,
It reminded me of when Tyron Woodley got the belt. Like Tyron's beating motherfuckers up, finishing fights, destroying people, gets up, starches Robbie Lawler, and then all his fights is bad. He has a good one with Till, and then bad. It's just crazy.
yeah.
And
Them
then
Wonder
his
Boy
next,
shits were boring.
you said Wonder Boy?
Yeah, those Wonder Boy fights were boring as shit. You right.
Yeah, it's like it's no. Was it?
I know
No.
I know at least one of them was. I know one of them was. It was like it was a draw, and he got to keep the belt because you got to beat him to take it. That shit was boring. I remember that one specifically.
Yeah.
I felt like
And
I
you
wanted a
know
refund. I was trying to come up with like a reason to get a refund. Like I was like, man, we should call and say like we couldn't see it or some shit.
you know what though? You just say that. The one I think you're talking about two.
Probably.
You're talking about two. Because you would not be saying that about UFC 205. Because that was the one where they had to draw. And that was with that was the first time they went to Madison Square Garden, and it had fucking McGregor versus Alvarez as the main. So I know you wasn't about to say that because Woodley and Wonderboy was the fucking co-main.
Oh yeah, I definitely want no refund from that. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was epic. Like that's an all time sport. Just when Conor McGregor came out to the Biggie shit, that shit was vicious.
Oh my goodness. That's why it was like I was talking to I was talking to somebody. We was talking about rearranging this wall behind me, right? And it's like, so I'm looking at like which one of these events can I switch out and swap out for the background when I do the UFC talks and stuff. And that UFC 205 is the crazy post is one of the crazy posts. I was like, I couldn't get rid of it. I can't get rid of none of these.
Yeah, you have to start putting some on the ceiling or something.
Because that card was so epic. That card was so epic. And I think that was one of the first times they had three champions fight on one card.
I think you're right. I do remember that now that you say it.
Yeah, that's why that was like amazing. But then at the same time, they had this UFC 298. The oh my no 198. This lineup is crazy. You got Miocic versus Verdum, Jacare versus Belfort, Silva versus Hall, Shogun versus Anderson, and Damian Maya versus Jake. Oh my gosh.
I like Damian Maya. I like when motherfuckers submit motherfuckers like how he do it. Like sometimes when they're rolling around and you can't see who's winning. But I learned a little bit about jujitsu. I went to that shit for a little while. Like you can kind of tell, but like that should be boring. But the way Damian Maya do it, I love that shit.
I would have liked to see him go against Khabib.
Yeah, that would have been good.
That would have been good because Khabib is like, man. And now I know for a fact he would have it's good to know he would have beat Oliveira. He probably would have beat Tony Ferguson too at that time.
Who Khabib?
Yeah,
Oh, I think he's beating anybody.
yeah. Because if you know, it's like you know what he's gonna do, and he goes and do that shit anyways. Crazy.
I want to see the George St. Pierre Khabib fight. I wish that shit would have happened.
That right there. Oh my gosh. Who you think win that?
I mean, I'd be rooting for George St. Pierre, but like given the age and the time off, I mean, if I had to bet money, I probably would have went with Khabib. But I would have talked if I'm just like if I was like a UFC prognosticator, I would have been coming up with reasons that George St. Pierre would have won.
Okay. Man, that's one of those. This is like one of my wishes right here. If I hope like when I die and I go to heaven, I have the opportunity to watch all the what ifs that I had in life.
Word.
because I'm gonna be so busy on the what is like, yo, what if they fought in their prime? Who would win that? It'd be crazy. Be crazy, but I would love like that because my what if fights, that right there is like top 10, man.
Are you into basketball like that?
Not enough to bet on it on DraftKings. Motherfuckers be tripping. I don't know how they be betting on DraftKings with basketball, but I still like it to a degree.
One of my what ifs is Cleveland centric. I wonder what if the first year that the Cavs played the Warriors, if Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving hadn't got hurt.
Yeah, that's a what if. That's a big what if.
I mean, if they get Kevin Durant, they still gonna win the two, but I don't know if they would have won that first one.
Yeah, I don't think they win they don't win that first one. Then that would have been two rings because that means that would have been. You said what year was that? You said again?
It was the very first year they had Kyrie and Kevin Love. They got to the finals and like one of them was out and one of them got hurt the first game, if I remember correctly.
Okay, that was 2015.
2015. There you go.
We won in 2016.
Right.
And then the Durant 2017.
Oh, that's right, because they played the Raptors the fourth time. Yeah. The Warriors did. Gotcha.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a what if. I think we would have had two rings and then they get Durant.
Maybe Kyrie Irving don't leave though.
Oof.
Or shit, maybe Durant come to Cleveland.
I would have hated that.
Yeah, why's that?
Because I didn't like it when Golden State did it, and I gotta be a real one. So if we would have did it.
I mean, I feel you, but watching Durant and LeBron on the same team would have been some next level shit.
Oh, that was scary. That would have been scary.
So let's say that happened, right? And they call you to the Cavs game to do some like MC shit, during a game, like you the motherfucker introducing the whole court shot person, and you there, and you in the locker room too, and they're like, what jersey you want to wear? Who you gonna pick?
Oh, I'm going with LeBron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's respectable. I can dig it. So
yeah,
oh, my bad, it's a Zoom and shit. But before we hit on some career shit real quick, talking about topics and shit, what's your opinion about this? So in heaven, you're around those that you love, right? Like that's a promise. No matter, it seemed like every version of heaven, they talk about you're with your loved ones, right? So like, what if your loved one is like your brother and your sister, but you hate your brother's wife, and he's her loved one? So does that mean people around loved ones that they hate, or people that they hate that's with their loved one? Like, how's that work?
I'm probably the wrong person to be asking. I'm like the wrong person to be asking that.
Maybe it's more than one version of people in heaven or some shit.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know, because honestly, I really don't believe in that at all. Like, I don't even know what I believe in, but I know it's not that. Like, I don't even believe in that version of heaven.
They kind of prove that there's a soul. It's like some like atomic weight scale or some shit. And like when they weighed motherfuckers that died, I think it was like 7 minutes after they died, there was like a fraction of a weight that was detected leaving the body. Like some real minuscule shit, like 8 things after the decimal point type shit. I mean, I guess that could be something else, but that sounds like a soul to me.
Yeah, it do actually.
But that don't mean it went to no heaven or nothing. It could went to McDonald's.
I think energy doesn't die. I just think it passes on.
Word.
And I have a feeling like I won't remember none of this in my next existence.
See, that's what I'm afraid of that though. Like I'm like, man, I should at least remember some of the books I read and shit I learned how to do.
Well, what is it gonna matter on planet Eon X 13 when you're a slug monster or something like that.
Oh yeah, if I'm a slug monster, yeah, then it don't fucking matter.
It don't matter. You got to learn new slug monster shit.
I can dig it.
Like
And
that's what I feel like. I just feel like we don't energy doesn't die.
word, shit, I want my energy to come back into an athletic motherfucker, and I know everything I know about sports now.
You know what? I was watching one of those Marvel movies, and it was like Captain America is like, what are you gonna do like now that you like out the service? And it was like ultimate fighting.
It's
And that's just, like that's what that reminds me of. Like you want to be born back then, an athletic person with what you know about sports now. Like, yeah, that's like you would be like fucking Spider-Man fighting in the UFC. Like you'd be like, damn, dude.
word or shit. I mean, like I was athletic in my day. I'm 5'10". I could dunk with ease at one point. Like just let me go back to like the 50s or 60s. I'd be like, fuck Bob Cousy.
Damn.
Oh, man, can you imagine being in like the fucking 60s and here come my little white ass and I like cross Bob Cousy and dunk that shit? Man, they'd be going crazy.
That'd be going nuts. You would
And
have
like,
a folktale. Like they'd be talking about you like how they be talking about like Dr. J and Julius Irvin and shit like that. Like they have
oh, bro, if
like
there had been a little white boy that was dunking back in the day,
yeah,
shit, he'd have statues at every arena.
yeah, they knew about you like white chocolate because he
Word,
just killing shit.
word. So you know, to finish up, you gotta make sure we staying in touch. What can we expect from you next?
Okay, so I'm there's a movie that we're doing called Airbnb. It's gonna be filmed by HWIC. We're gonna be starting filming that next week. So after we finish filming that, I'm gonna go on the road. I gotta shoot some videos. Um, back to Louisville. Gotta do some shows and do some stuff there, and just keep this thing going and keep doing some more auditions in Detroit.
I could dig it. Are you on TikTok?
Hell no, man. Fuck TikTok.
Okay, I mean, I'm with you on that too. But you know, I know it's good for the skits.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok, but once I lost my first TikTok, I just could never recover. It's like they know it's me.
It's they
And then,
smart.
and yeah, and they just like do me bad. And then they came out with an article not too long ago that says like TikTok pick and choose what goes viral. Like they do it, which any system can do, but theirs is more like no, we pick it. And
Right.
I'm cool on that, man. I'm cool.
I can dig
At
it.
first, I was on TikTok busting them. Lost my TikTok for doing something that they allow white people to do now. And now, every time I post a video, it'll go on IG. I do 400,000. Facebook, 1 million, 2 million. TikTok, 8.
Yes. Well, fuck them then. So what's the IG and the Facebook?
IG and Facebook is Heybert Flex. Everything's HeybertFlex on everything. There's HeybertFlex.com. You're gonna see everything on there. And
Bet.
from there, keep up with everything. Like I said, I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. So you got to stay locked in on that website, locked in anywhere through there. And I'm just gonna keep doing crazy, ridiculous shit. I'm just gonna keep it coming.
I heard that. Well, shit. Thank you for your time, brother. And let's do this again a couple months down the road.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Definitely. I told the cast about HWIC and them. So next time we get on here with the whole cast for Airbnb, and it's gonna be amazing.
Oh, that's what's up. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
All right, man. You take it light.
Welcome to the Super Facts Show on the Super Facts Network. I just appreciate you listening. So I'm not going to ask you to follow me on Instagram at Mark Waldo Ward. I'm not going to ask you to rate and review the show. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe to it. Thank you for your time.